Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Amber. Today I am doing some spring and Easter DIYs and I'm collabing with Misty from Hey Y'all Let's DIY. I will show you more on her channel after this first craft. Now I'm taking this Dollar Tree wreath form and some pipe cleaners that are in white, that bunny, and this mesh from Dollar Tree. I've got two purple, blue, pink, and white. I'm going in with one roll of each of these ribbons, also from Dollar Tree, and I do use all of this mesh and all of this ribbon. Showing you quickly how I cut up these mesh tubes, I simply roll it 3 times and then cut. So 1, 2, 3, cut, and I do this for all of our colors of mesh, and I do it till the rolls are empty. Going in with our smaller, thinner ribbons, I cut those to 6.5 inches, and the thicker ribbon I cut to 8.5 inches. And I do that for the whole roll of each ribbon. So again, small 6.5, wider 8.5. And right now what I'm doing is just prepping all of our ribbon, our mesh, and then our pipe cleaners so that we can just have everything nice and ready. Now for the thicker ribbon, I do go ahead and dovetail the ends of all of the thick ribbon. And then for the small ribbon, all I do is cut at a little slant, as you see me here. And this is just preference. You do not have to do this, of course. Now after I get all of those prepared, like I said, I'm going to be cutting the pipe cleaners in half as well, just so that everything is ready and prepared for us to put our wreath together. Now I take my mesh and I crisscross it over each other and then simply tie the pipe cleaner around the middle. And if some of your mesh comes unraveled from putting it aside, you can just simply re-roll it as you saw me do. That's a pretty simple step. I do it with all of my meshes. Now showing you here how I do the white mesh and add the ribbon. I do the same by crisscrossing the 2 meshes, and then I scrunch up the ribbon in the middle and then add it all in the different directions, crisscrossing and across from each other. And I go ahead and add the thicker ribbons and then add the thinner ribbons on the top, and then I go in with the pipe cleaner and then just secure that all like you saw me do with the first few sets of the mesh. And that is how you do the mesh with the ribbon. Now to get started, we are going to go in a pattern, and you'll see how I do that. And I am just going with the pipe cleaner and putting it around the 2 middle wires of that form and then twisting it on there. And I do this for every little bundle that I have. So I go in blue, purple, pink, white, blue, purple, pink, white, and just continue to wrap around those pipe cleaners on the middle of the 2 wire form there. And I just continue that pattern all the way around. Like I said, it did take all of that mesh and ribbon. So I'm not going to make you watch all of this. I'll get to the point in just a minute, but I did want to just show you a little bit and at least like one set of them and how they start to look and how it's done. This wreath form is separated into 6 sections, as you see the wires cutting off each section, and each section did take 2 of each colored bundles, so 2 blue, 2 purple, 2 pink, 2 white, if that makes sense, but you can see here what I'm talking about. So I just work each section like that and fluff it out as I go. This was a pretty easy wreath, and the most time consuming part was of course cutting all the mesh and ribbon and prepping everything, but once you get to the part of just getting it onto your wreath form, it goes by really fast. Now here we are coming to the end, and I just repeated that same pattern all around the wreath like I said, and I'm finishing it off with this white ribboned one, and I like it pretty full, so I did scoot these pretty close to each other, and it's just personal preference on that, but I love the way it turned out. And now I go along each mesh and ribbon and fluff. This is a very important step to making your wreath look really pretty. Now going in with our bunny from Dollar Tree, I'm just taking off those carrots, and then I am simply going to paint the nose with this pink color, just because I think that the pink nose goes more with my wreath than the orange nose did. But that's absolutely the only thing that I am painting on this bunny. Everything else is perfect. Now I do just go in with a pipe cleaner around the jute rope of that bunny's hanger, and I kind of twist it on there, and then I find my metal part of my wreath form again, and then I twist the pipe cleaner onto that, just like we did the mesh. And it was as simple as that, very easy wreath, and this is how it turned out. Let me know how you like it. I think it is absolutely adorable. Now this collab is with Missy, like I mentioned from Hey Y'all Let's DIY. We decided to get together and bring you some Easter and spring inspiration and easy DIYs for you all to try out. Be sure to check out her channel, as I will link it down in the description box. She is super sweet and comes out with all kinds of crafts, especially farmhouse decor. So check her out, guys, and make sure to subscribe and give her a big thumbs up. Now let's continue with our second craft. Now going in with this Dollar Tree basket decor, I go ahead and take off all the tinsel, and I just cut all of the bottom portion off, and then I will go in and unwind all of the handle. This is pretty quick and easy to do. And then I also remove the eggs from the basket as well. I'm taking this fabric from Walmart. It's about $1 something for each of these fabrics, and then I'm going to use this to cover our eggs. Now putting our egg underneath this fabric, testing it out, I see that you can see a lot of the pink. So I do go ahead and go in with some white chalk paint and give all of these eggs one good coat of the paint, and then set those aside to dry. After those are all coated and drying, I'm going to go in with some Dollar Tree rope in the white and brown color, and I'm going to start to wrap this around our basket, starting off with the brown rope and starting off at the very bottom of the basket so that all of the gray of the basket is covered up. I use some hot glue in little areas here and there, but I definitely try not to use too much as I don't want any of it seeping out. And then I just literally wrap this basket up, again adding hot glue where I think it needs to be added, and I go about halfway up this basket before I secure the end and cut off the excess rope. Then I will go in with the white rope and then continue on with wrapping up the basket, but I do only take one strand of the 3 strands of the rope, so I do kind of unbraid it or unravel it, whatever you want to call it, and I cut off a piece of that, take one of the strands, and then I will start off where I ended off with the brown rope and continue on adding that white rope. You want to add it as close to each other as possible, and you want to keep this as tight against each other as possible as well, just so it doesn't move around and then you can see the gray basket underneath. Again, just leaving a little piece of the section at the top of the basket. I finish off the white rope, cut off any excess, and then go back in with the brown rope and finish off the basket with that. This was pretty simple to do, and I really love the look that it gives it. Of course, if you prefer, you could do this basket all the brown rope or all the white rope, really preference. You can even use yarn. If you have like a really pretty yarn that you want to use, that would be really cute too. Now to finish off the handle, I do go in with this jute rope from Walmart. It's a big roll. It's a little bit thicker than the roll that they sell at Dollar Tree. That's why I decided to go for this. So I just kind of estimate how much rope I will need, and then I start going in and out, wrapping this all around the handle until it is completely covered. Now that it is completely covered, I'm going to go back to our eggs and get those wrapped up in our fabric. I just kind of guesstimate the amount of fabric that I need, and then I will kind of wrap it around our egg and cut off any of the excess fabric that I feel is too much of a hangover. Now I kind of play around with the way I want the design to lay out in the front of our egg that will be showing in our basket, and then start to fold off all the excess towards the back, and then I will just go in with some hot glue to secure all of those little pieces down. This is the best way that I could find to wrap up these eggs in some fabric. You could also just paint them if you wanted to. I really wanted to use this cute fabric though and just give it like a different look. If y'all know of a better way to cover up round objects with fabric, definitely let me know. I do continue on with this next pattern and kind of just follow the same thing of wrapping around our egg and cutting off any of the excess fabric. And then I do this again for the third egg. Pretty simple, but probably not the cleanest wrapping of an oval shape, but that's okay because I still completely love the way this little basket and the little eggs turn out. This was a super simple, quick project to do. Let me know what you think on how it turned out down in the comments below. Guys, if you're enjoying any of this, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you're coming over from Missy's channel, welcome. I hope that you will consider sticking around, subscribing, and giving this video a big thumbs up. Thank you all so very much. Now, these wood pieces are all from Family Dollar. I know that Dollar Tree carries them as well, but I didn't find them at mine. So I picked mine up from Family Dollar. All of this scrapbook paper is from Hobby Lobby. So I am going to take that first truck one and Mod Podge it onto our egg directly. I don't even trace and cut this one out first like I usually would, just because this oval shape is going to be so easy just to cut around. So I go in with a little bit of Mod Podge, spread that evenly, and gently place our paper down and smooth it all out. And using our crafter's knife or an X-Acto knife, whatever you want to call it, I just go and clean up all of the edges. This is really simple. And then I go around the edges again with a sanding sponge just to make sure that it's all smoothed out. Now for our other shapes, like our chick and our bunny, I will trace those onto our scrapbook paper in the back of it, since those are a little bit more cutting and you know, lots of turns and grooves around the chick and the bunny. So I go ahead and trace that out, cut it out, and then I work on the bottom section of the feet of this chick first with the Mod Podge, get that secure in place evenly, and then I go and secure the rest of the body. Make sure not to add too much Mod Podge, or you will get a lot of wrinkles. If you don't like Mod Podge, you can also use a glue stick. I've used that and it works pretty well as well. Now, using this Hello Spring wood words from Dollar Tree, I'm gonna go in with the blue and paint all the hello letters in that blue color. And then I will take a pink color, and you'll see that here in a bit, and paint all of the spring lettering that pink color. Now, putting those aside to dry for a second, I am going back to our, sorry, my mind went blank. I'm going back to our Waverly and Antique, and I am going to give those a quick distress with that. And I just didn't want it to be stark pink and blue. I wanted to give it a little bit more dimension, so that's why I did that. Total preference, you do not have to do that. I also do it with our bunny, chick, and egg as well, all around the edges. You can do this as little or as much as you'd like, or not do it at all. Again, just whatever you like and whatever look you're going for. Now I'm going back to all three of our pieces, and I'm going to use my little mat kind of to help me get this all laid out evenly the way I want it. So I want the chick and the bunny to be raised a little, and then the egg to be more towards the bottom. And then I will just use some hot glue and attach those all together and press down firmly once they are even. For the Hello Spring, I use my ruler as well to make sure that those are all on there straight. And then I just go in with hot glue and individually glue those down to our little egg. Now I take this ribbon, but I end up not using that blue ribbon, and I just stick with the neutral ribbons that I have. I cut them down to small pieces And you can see me cutting off the wired edges as well. I'm gonna make a messy bow with this, and you can see that my chick already has one on his neck, and I'm making this one for our bunny's head. Super quick and easy bow to make, and I just thought sticking with the neutrals was best to go since this already has lots of color on it. I tie off my messy bow with some jute string, and then I will cover that jute string with some of the lacy ribbon that I have, and that is from Dollar Tree. And then so I get that middle covered, and then I will attach it to my bunny's head. Let me know what you all think of this DIY. It was another simple, easy DIY to do, and it makes a very cute sign. Again, guys, I will leave Missy's channel link down below along with her video that we collabed with each other on. Be sure to go check her out. For the back of this sign, I just add a simple jute twine hanger, and here is how it is hanging on my wall. Super cute, easy craft. Now for our last DIY, I am taking some clay pots from Dollar Tree, this really pretty tissue paper from Dollar Tree, and this greenery floral type deal, and some eucalyptus from Walmart. I need some Mod Podge and some white chalk paint as well, and you will see that 2 of these pots are already painted and have ribbon around it. That's because I'm reusing these from a Valentine's DIY. So I'm just going to remove that ribbon and then give these pots a full coverage of white paint. After those are fully covered in your white colored paint, I do go ahead and go in the inside of the rim and give that a little bit of paint as well. Now we're going to go in with our tissue paper, the fun part. I choose the floral design, and I am just going to again cut off what I think I need from this bundle of paper. Just cutting the floral design, and then I will get a better measurement of our flower pots once I get like a good chunk cut off. For the first flower pot, I am going to cover only all of the bottom and leave the rim white. So I'm figuring out about how much I need there, and then I'll just cut off any excess that I won't need. And I do that from the sides and the bottom as well. At the bottom, I do leave a little bit of a hangover just so that can leave me some room to play with this. Now going in with a little bit of Mod Podge at a time. Again, work in sections, take your time and use thin coats. And be very careful because tissue paper tears very easily. So just take your time when working with tissue paper and use thin coats of Mod Podge. Then you just simply apply your tissue paper, and you will just rub it on there, rubbing out any of the wrinkles that you may get. Now, because this pot, of course, is round, I do end up cutting like a piece off just to rework this section because this paper wasn't going to go flat all around in just one piece, and you'll see me do that here in a minute. But otherwise, this is pretty simple. You're just working in sections and making sure that you're careful with your tissue paper to not rip or tear any of the pieces off. And you just apply Mod Podge as needed. but it's better to work lightly than to go in all at once. This tissue paper from Dollar Tree is absolutely beautiful. I love the way this looks. They make a really pretty design on these pots. And any hangover that you see on the rim of my pot, I am going to go in and cut that off. See, just rubbing out all of those wrinkles, making sure to get as much of that out as possible, but also being gentle. And then I do kind of just rip it there a little bit. That's okay. I just added Mod Podge and then like a little piece over it, and no big deal. Especially with like a really bold pattern like this, I feel like you can get away with more mistakes than you can with real intricate patterns like stripes. And I know that because I tried the stripes in this tissue paper, and you'll see that it looks a little messy. But with the flower pattern, I feel like I got away with more than I could with another type of pattern that wasn't as detailed and as much going on. Anyways, after I take off all that hangover, as you saw me do, I do go in and give the whole pot another coat of Mod Podge to seal that tissue paper. Now you see the striped one in the back. That is the one that I messed up on, so I didn't include it in this video. But I do want to show you how I do the rim of the last pot, and it's pretty much the same. It's actually easier, and I do just work in sections as well, and just Mod Podge that down using a light coat. And I do leave a little bit of hangover on the top part, you'll see in just a second, of our pot, just so that I can also bring that over the top rim, and that can have a little bit of design as well, just in case the greenery isn't exactly covering all of that rim up. You will just still see the little pattern, and it won't look so like awful or off or anything. So I go ahead and go in about an inch or so around the hangover of our tissue paper, just so that that's easier to Mod Podge down, and it doesn't like crease up our paper or anything. So just adding Mod Podge all on the inside of that. I will push down each of our pieces that we cut, just like so. Very easy and very cute. You can do this with napkins and tissue paper. I've seen people use napkins a lot, and it's always so pretty. Now I will still show you what the striped one looks like in just a minute, but I don't end up using it in my decor. I just didn't end up loving it, just because the stripes were a little harder to work with, and they kind of went all over the place. It was hard to get those stripes to be vertical. They all kind of went slanted, which you'll see here. So yeah, but otherwise I had fun doing these, and they came out really cute. Look at that mess. Now I'm just pulling off our greenery from our picks and adding it into our pots, arranging it really quickly, and that is going to be all for this really easy, quick craft. Let me know again which one was your favorite out of these 4 DIYs. Don't forget to go check out Missy, and if you liked my video, please give it a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and please consider sticking around and subscribing. I will talk to you all in my next video, guys. Have a wonderful week. Bye.